Hello, Gemini. I'm Chloe Hay from BeHealing.com, and this is a bonus read for you guys. So, this is a biggest block reading, and my biggest block readings they go into what your biggest block is, or your biggest resistance, what's holding you back from that life that you really want, or your manifestations that you want, or from moving forward toward what you want. What's holding you back? The biggest thing that's holding you back, where it came from, and more importantly, how to release it. So that's what this reading is going to be about for you guys, Gemini, today. And I'm doing this, of course, because I've got a half price reading sale this weekend and it's on my biggest block readings. So if you want a personal version of this, then you can book in for one of those up there. They're 3 pages long. I get them all out within 24 hours. All of my readings I get out within 24 hours, whether it's sale readings or not. And it makes it 60 Australian dollars instead of 120 Australian dollars, which is about 35, 40 American dollars. So great bargains to be had. So let's see, Gemini. What's your biggest block? This may or may not resonate with you. Don't take it on if it's not your biggest block. But if it resonates with you, hopefully it will really help you out. Gemini, yes, this makes sense. Biggest block is going within and meditating. It's the spiritual side of you. Your biggest block is, it's like you want to be practical, you want to think things through, you want to be logical, you want to be in the material world, you don't want any of this. What are you watching these videos for if you don't want any of that? Gemini. Yeah, you don't want the spiritual or the emotional part of it. You don't want to go within. This is like your ego is very strong, Gemini, and it thinks that you're in control. You're in control of it all. You've got a resistance to meditating. Is that true? You don't want to sit and meditate? Oh, everyone's got that, and everyone's got that. But in you, it's very strong. Apparently, it's very strong. You don't want to go within, and you do not want to meditate. Why? Where's this block come from? Because that's a block, because if you don't do that stuff, then you're not getting connected in with your higher self. You're not calming your mind down. You won't have like good mental health. You won't have good emotional health. You won't be able to be aware of what your ego, or like your ego trying to protect you. You won't be able to be aware of your guidance, your intuition, like it's holding you back big time. Because when you allow yourself to do it, like life gets magical. We all know that, right? Those of us that have experienced it. So where does it come from? Oh, freedom. This is a family thing, Gemini. I'm picking up like this is a family thing, that your family found freedom through doing something, or like logically. It's like, yeah, our family, you might have this story. Our family broke free of this bondage or this country, and then we moved and we took that action and we got on that boat and we set ourselves free. And it was what we did. It's what we did. It's what we did. None of this wishing for it, none of this waiting for it. We just did it ourselves. We took that action. You have a strong story that's been taught to you like that, and it's who you are too, because you're one of them. One of your family, you're strong. You can take action. You can sort your life out. Like none of this airy fairy spiritual stuff or emotional stuff. You can sort your life out yourself. That's where it's come from. It's a freedom story. You got a freedom story, and it's not working for you. So I've got cat hairs all over me now. Yeah, it's not working for you. You need to find a new approach to this. Like that was an approach. It was a new approach, and it was good from your family. I'm not saying they did the wrong thing, or those people in your family, whoever's taking this very logical approach, and it's what they did that made the difference. It's not any wishing or whatever like that. Of course, that's true, but it would have come from their alignment. That those changes that they made, that getting on that boat and moving somewhere else, that setting up that family business, whatever it was that they did, that they took action on. Yes, the action was important, but it was aligned action. They got it from the higher selves. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been so good for them if they didn't do that. And so little did they know they actually got that guidance. This is like a success teacher saying, teaching what they did, and they're not even recognizing that it's not what they did. It's not the actions that they took. Like 100 people could take the exact same actions as they took, and only the ones that were in alignment with themselves would actually get success from it. And so people teach their path to other people as if it's going to be right, completely missing the fact that it was because they were in alignment with it in the first place. And so your family story of taking this action has made you think, yeah, it's all about action. and you're missing the point. So there's a new approach to be had. There's a new approach to be had to the freedom that you want. It's not believing in that action thing. It's not all about action. Action is important. Don't get me wrong. It is. It absolutely is. You know, I'm not one of these law of attraction teachers that says you can just wish it, instantly manifest stuff. You can't. You got to take action, but you got to get in alignment first. There's no point in taking action when you're not in alignment. No point at all. It just falls. You know, it will get something. There's like cause and effect in the material world, but it will get something, but not like magic, not great things, not the magical stuff that can happen when you're in alignment. So how can you get rid of this block, Gemini? Yeah, you need to be willing to have a good time. So this pursuit of success and freedom and all those things that you want, you're making it very serious, like you've got to get there yourself. But what about just having a good time? What about like getting on this easy good time path from your higher self? So it's not even saying like force yourself to meditate, just set time aside to do it, to force yourself to do it. It's like, no, just don't do any of that. Like, have a good time instead. Just be willing to have a good time in your life. Just ease up on yourself, Gemini. Ease up on yourself. How else can you get rid of this block? Not time to meditate yet. Like, be willing to have a good time, and you've got sabotage and new beginning. Yeah, it is a sabotage. Trying to take action toward it all the time is a sabotage. Have I told you the story, Gemini? And I've told it many times, so you might have heard it before. But I've had my business 20 years now, and it's only really just started working for me. Like, don't get me wrong, it's worked for me. It's the only thing that I've needed to do for those 20 years. It's been providing not just money that I need, but it's been providing me to have an awesome life, you know, living in resorts and luxury on tropical islands, things like that. I cannot complain about it, but it still wasn't abundance. I didn't get savings from it. It wasn't flowing really easily. In fact, it seemed to be capped at just enough all the time, just enough to pay my rent, just enough to sometimes pay my credit card off, or just enough to pay my credit card off enough so that it wasn't at its limit. It's that kind of thing. It wasn't true abundance, even though it's been awesome. I can't complain about it at all. And a lot of that time, sometimes I was working on it hard, like doing a lot of videos like this. And sometimes I wasn't, because I was getting so frustrated. Because when I did work hard on it, it didn't seem to have any effect. It didn't have any effect. I was still at the same financial level. It's still only just working for me. And it's like, well, if I work really hard at it, it doesn't make any difference. I still get the same amount of reading, the same amount of money in, as when I completely ignore it. What are you going to do? What any sane person would do, completely ignore it. What's the point in working on a business? What's the point in working hard for something if it's not making the slightest bit of difference? If it's just like the universe is just keeping it flowing in at a certain level, keeping it ticking over. Very frustrating. It was very frustrating for me. And so I gave it up. Stopped working on it. Still doing the readings, of course, but not trying to make it work. Not trying to get more out of it, not trying to grow it, because there's no point in doing that. And I've proved that over the years, there's no point in doing it. Just gave up, started focusing on myself instead, started just having fun, having a good life. Not sabotaging myself anymore, just having a good time, new beginning for me, sorting out my health, getting even fitter and healthier than I was, sorting out my diet, learning all about that, using my time to kind of grow myself personally, just for me and my life. I put myself first. It's like, okay, if I can't work on this project that is my business, I'm going to work on myself instead. Be the best person I can be for me so I can feel really good, having fun. That's what I did, and guess what happened? Eventually, I started getting ideas for my business again, and then when I implemented them, boom, it worked. It was that shift in my mindset of and me loving myself and putting myself first and making me the priority. But when I started doing that, the universe started putting me first too, making me a priority too, and then the ideas that I had could give me success in this business, You've got a similar thing going on here. It's like when you stop sabotaging yourself and taking action, when you give it up and you focus on what's more important instead, you, Gemini, everything is going to change. Then you're going to have a new beginning. Total new approach, see? Your approach to freedom. Your approach to freedom. Ooh, that's juicy, Gemini. I'm Gemini rising, so it's a bit of me in that. You might have noticed. Gemini, if you like this reading, please click like and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment. What did you get out of that? How does it resonate with you? I love hearing from you. And book in for one of those half-price readings, Gemini. I want to help you out personally. And you get the real help. Put some skin in the game. Put some money in the game. Let's do this. Get your energy into it. Gemini, have an awesome weekend. I'll see you next time. Bye.